Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is Leslie Klein here doing the Good Vibes TV live stream. This is happening every Thursday at 3 o'clock Eastern Time, and it does not replace my Good Vibes TV show, which is seen on the Legrity.tv network. Also, you can download the apps on different devices and watch the show. But this is just meant to be a weekly casual experience where you can communicate with me if you want to, whatever platform you're on. If you put anything in the comments, I should be able to see it and actually put your comment on the screen if you would like. And I appreciate you watching. Um, so so anyway, if you would like to do that, and if you're on Facebook, you have to give permission if you want to show your profile picture. I think it's facebook.com/StreamYard, and you just give permission. And once you do that one time, you don't have to do it again. So again, this little live stream every week is meant to be something to give a situation where I give you a tip on a way to raise your vibration. Good Vibes TV and the Good Vibes lifestyle is all about finding ways. The show itself is about finding ways to raise our vibration, and the whole idea about vibration is based on this map. This one, and there's also one by Esther Hicks. And I see we have a comment. Weather looks good. Yes, I didn't say where I was. I'm actually in Murphy, North Carolina. It's a little overcast, so it's not the best lighting for my wrinkles, but I wanted to be outside in the Peace Garden because today's tip has to do with outside. But I'm not going to tell you more than that for right now. But again, feel free to put some comments on there, and I appreciate you watching. So the Good Vibes show is based on this idea and this premise that Dr. David R. Hawkins came up with. It's called the Map of Consciousness, and it comes from the book of Power versus Love, and also there's another book I think based on the Map of Consciousness, and he talks about all of the emotions from the lowest, which is shame and guilt, apathy, grief. Then it goes up to fear, desire, anger, pride. And then you get up to courage, which is kind of like the neutral zone. So anything below that is the lower vibrating feelings. And the reason we're talking about feelings is because that's how we know where we're vibrating. We talk about, vibing with someone or being on the same wavelength and that kind of thing. Well, it's a real thing. We're in the age of Aquarius now, and we're living with I guess, a heightened sense of energy. There's EMF energy. There's all kinds of energy that's natural from the earth. There's all kinds of man-made things that we're finding is not necessarily good for our health or the environment. So, we're in this heightened new sense of energy in the world. And the way we can tell where we're vibrating at in our system, in our lives, right? But in our inner being, and our outside is a reflection of what's going on the inside. Where we're vibrating emotionally is where we're going to create from in our lives. We're going to attract like things of that vibration. So if you want love in your life, you got to put yourself in that love energy, that love frequency, that love vibe. And there's lots of different ways to raise your vibration. And you can't necessarily jump from shame all the way up to enlightenment. It doesn't work that way. And if you read any of Esther Hicks' work or listen to her different talks, she talks about just go one step up. And I'm gonna next time, I think, bring on her little chart because she breaks it up little different words, but it's just this is just a tool. This is a way to measure and talk about energy and basically how we're feeling. Where are we vibrating out? So from courage, then there's neutrality, then willingness, acceptance, reason, and then we get into the 500, love. Then after that, there's joy, then there's peace, and there's enlightenment, and different levels there, is gratitude. We've talked about gratitude with the gratitude journal in a previous episode. So, map of consciousness and knowing where we're at on the scale is an important to be able to have a reference to talk from. So I really love referring to this, and like I said, I'll bring in Esther Hicks' chart next week, and we can just kind of look at that. So because we live in stressful times, our point of control is how we choose to respond to something rather than just automatically reacting, and also moving from noticing where we are on the scale and moving from that fear zone, the bottom lower energies, to the love zone, the higher energies. And it's like it gets to a place where every time a little trigger happens to get you angry or fearful or whatever, you nip it in the bud. When you're living in the higher vibrations, it doesn't mean that things don't happen to you. Life still happens, but it's how you choose to react to it that determines, what the next things that can happen. And that's kind of where the point of power is. Um, so how you react to a situation, a stressful situation, unfortunate situation, whatever, how you react to that determines how that situation will actually turn out. And I'm going to give you an example in a minute. Okay, so, what vibe are you putting out? Where are you at today on the scale? And if you want to put that in the comments, that would be cool. Um, where am I at? It's so, and the thing is, you're not always at one particular place all the time, all day long. We're always moving, you know, in and out of these different feelings and emotions. We're a blend, I guess, of all of them. And again, what we focus on is what we attract to us and what grows bigger in our life. Um, so, what frequency are you vibrating at? And I'm going to say for me right now, um, I'm in a great gratitude place right now. I'm in gratitude place, and I'll tell you why, and I'll tell you my little story real quick. So I helped my husband pick up a car this morning, and sometimes things don't go the way they're supposed to. And anyway, there was an issue with his pretty new truck and a tree, and um, there's a dent. So it was frustrating because there's probably going to be more damage done to fix his car than it did that he paid for the thing he was picking up. But I really did my best to not get mad, overreact, whatever. Um, and what I go to are affirmations and breathing. So there was a lot of deep breathing happening when this issue happened. Um, and then I'm thinking, oh, I have to do my StreamYard today, and I'm just not in that place. I thought, oh well, this is an example of life happens, and you're not always going to be in a blissed out state. The thing is, do you decide to stay in a or react to something in a negative way, in a lower vibration way, and therefore the rest of your day you're attracting more low vibration things until you reset yourself to higher vibration. um, so anyway, I just started thinking about what to be grateful for, which it could have been worse. Someone could have gotten hurt, more damage could have been done. Um, uh, you know, so I'm like, oh, count your blessings, because it could have, because I was like, oh, I wish I could have prevented this issue. And, sometimes you just can't. So stress happens, stressful things happen. And again, it was an example. So I'm calmer now, and I'm just affirming that everything works out for me and for us. And, thank you. I always thank Spirit for the perfect resolution to this situation. So I thank Spirit in advance for the perfect resolution to this situation. We have insurance. So, you know, I'm sure most of whatever is going to be covered. It's just aggravating when something like that happens, and you know, anyway, you have to accept, and that's one of the things on the feelings here, or vibrations, is acceptance. We have to accept sometimes things are the way they are, and don't color it as good or bad. Don't have judgment on it. Just see it as a neutral, right? um, in that way, it neutralizes it. So I'm better now, and of course, here I am doing this live stream. So yay. All right. Well, the tip I want to talk about for today, and let me take that off, is grounding, also called earthing. And grounding or earthing. And what that means, it's actually our connection to Mother Earth. Um, when we, when humanity switched from uh, leather-based soles on their shoes to rubber soles, we disconnected ourselves with our feet to Mother Earth. When you're wearing moccasins, something that's natural, or wearing even socks, you don't necessarily have to be barefoot on the ground. That's called earthing. And this is a practice that you would want to do 15 to 20 minutes a day if possible, more, if you'd like, or sit or meditate outside. You could combine it with another practice you already do. But what earthing does is that the earth sends out these negative ions, which is what we need. There are too many positive ions happening when there's a lot of stress and accidents in your system and all. So it's important to ground, to neutralize it by connecting to those negative ions. And having your barefoot feet on the soil or on natural rock or concrete that's attached to the earth, or sand, like walking on the beach. I'm actually standing right now in my socks because we've got mulch and it would hurt my feet. So I'm wearing socks, and again, it goes through socks or anything natural like that. Um, but negative ions get absorbed through the bottoms of your feet. And another example of this is when you hug a tree. You're actually grounding yourself. So if you're in a place that's cold and or raining, or well, raining wouldn't work, but if it's cold and you can't really, be in your bare feet or even socked feet in the cold snow, you could actually hug a tree and ground yourself that way as well. So grounding neutralizes. And when we're on the computer all the time, we're using all these devices, when there's Wi-Fi in the air, when there's all kinds of EMFs being put out there, it wears on our system. And the way to reconnect, and it's also a way to reconnect with Mother Earth, right, is grounding. And you can actually do a visualization or a meditation when you're out in nature, whether you're leaning up against a tree or standing on your bare feet, but visualize roots coming down out through your feet and going all the way to the middle of the earth, and see the middle of the earth as the heart of Mother Earth, and connect to that energy and see her heart beating and connect to that source of Mother Earth. And that helps you feel grounded, and energetically is also balancing out your system. So grounding yourself is really, really important. Um, and there is actually a whole movie that talks about it. It's called the earthingmovie.com, and it's free. You could watch it online. And it's only, I think, about an hour long. But it talks all about grounding or earthing. Same two different words for the same meaning, but it's connecting to the earth. And you could be walking, on there, but you can't be wearing rubber soles. If you're wearing rubber soles, it's not working because you're disconnecting from the earth. So, has anyone out there tried grounding? Here's, we got a comment. Forest bathing is another phrase for earthing or ground. That's right. In Japan, they do a lot of forest bathing, which is, I think, just walking in the forest and breathing in the air. And yeah, I'll step out of the picture. You can see my little peace garden. I've got a little angel in the middle, and behind me and to the left of me, all around, really, we're in a forest. It's the Nantahala Forest in North Carolina. So I'm all around forest, and it is so nice to be in nature, and that is one way to raise your vibration, is not just ground yourself, but also be in nature. And that's, you're kind of refueling yourself, and it's a great place to meditate, to pray or talk to your higher power, to journal, to visualize, and or just raise your vibration. Think about what you're grateful for. But again, try, visualizing your feet being rooted to the heart of Mother Earth. And the other visualization you can do when you're meditating, see yourself as a tree, and then your roots, and out of your crown, in your hands, like your roots, I mean, excuse me, your branches up here, reaching out to the celestial stars, to all of the universe. So you're like a tree. You're bringing down the celestial energy, and we're like the connection between heaven and earth. So that's a visualization that I like to use. Um, a lot. I think it was Lynn Andrews. She did a lot of Native American spirituality books when I first started getting into metaphysics, and that always resonated with me, was the being a tree, that tree meditation, and kind of being the bridge between heaven and earth. And we are, and we're more powerful manifestors than we think, and it's just a matter of practicing and doing it and acknowledging it, and rinse and repeat, and remind each other and manifest together. um, so if you have any comments, please comment. But again, to this week's tip, I have earthingmovie.com. You can watch the movie, and then if you want to I have a free little PDF. You go to leslieklein.com. That's LesleyKlein.com, and I have a free gift for you, a free PDF that lists 11 different ways to raise your vibration. So what we're talking about every week is actually on that list as well. I'll be talking about more than what's on that list, but you have a little cheat sheet for 11 ways when you're getting stressed out about something. Look at your list and say, oh, let me practice this technique. Let me take my shoes off and ground myself in the garden for 15 minutes, and regroup and get back at it. And actually, when you're out here grounding yourself, that's a lot of times where you get downloads or inspirations. So that's why it's a nice place or time to journal as well. So let me know how you do with the grounding and journaling. I appreciate you watching. I don't want to go longer than 15 or 20 minutes. And I thank you for watching. So I will, let's see, I'm going to play a little video that shows the different social media where you can reach out to me for any reason. If you have a question or anything, I'd love to hear from you, and have a conversation. So I'm going to share that screen with you right now. I appreciate you watching, and just have a beautiful day. Remember to ground yourself, release excess stress into Mother Earth. She recycles it, and raise your vibration. So peace out, everyone. Have a beautiful day.